Right now, nothing feels wrong. The air is calm. The oceans are quiet. The ground beneath you feels permanent. But that's an illusion, because Earth has a pattern, and it doesn't care about us. Every few tens of thousands of years, this planet wipes the surface clean. Not with fire, not with asteroids, but with something slower and far more unstoppable: ice. The last time it happened, entire continents disappeared under glaciers thousands of meters thick. Cities that stand today, like New York, London, Berlin, wouldn't just freeze, they'd be erased. And here's the part that should worry you. This isn't some ancient disaster we escaped. We're still inside it, just in the calm phase between two extremes. Which means the next one isn't a possibility. It's part of the cycle. So imagine this: you wake up tomorrow, and that cycle begins again.
An ice age isn't just extreme winter. It's a complete shift in how the planet works. Temperatures drop globally. Snow doesn't melt anymore. Ice begins to accumulate year after year. At first, it's subtle. A colder winter, a shorter summer. But over time, that snow turns into glaciers. And glaciers don't just sit there. They move. Slow, relentless, destroying everything in their path. 20,000 years ago, Earth looked completely different. Massive ice sheets covered huge parts of the planet. North America was buried under ice nearly 3 kilometers thick. Imagine standing in a city, and above you is ice taller than mountains. Sea levels dropped by over 100 meters. Entire land bridges appeared. Humans walked from Asia into North America, across what is now ocean. This wasn't a distant alien world. This was Earth recently.
Ice ages don't begin with chaos. No explosions. No warning sirens. Just tiny shifts, so small you'd never notice them in a single lifetime. Earth doesn't move around the sun in a perfect circle. It stretches, compresses, drifts over tens of thousands of years. At the same time, the planet itself isn't stable either. It tilts, wobbles, and slowly changes its angle, like a spinning top losing balance. Scientists call these slow, invisible changes Milankovitch cycles, and they control how sunlight hits Earth. Now here's where things start to turn dangerous. A slight shift in Earth's tilt means certain regions, especially near the poles, start receiving less sunlight during summer. And that's critical, because normally summer melts the snow that builds up in winter. But if summers get just a little weaker, some snow doesn't melt. That leftover snow becomes permanent. Year after year, it builds, layer by layer. And snow has a hidden power. It doesn't absorb heat. It reflects sunlight back into space. So now you have a chain reaction. Less sunlight,
more snow survives. More snow, more sunlight reflected away. More reflection, even less heat. This is what scientists call a positive feedback loop, a system that feeds itself. And once it starts, it doesn't stop easily. Temperatures begin to drop. Glaciers start expanding. Ice sheets slowly spread across land, not in days, not in years, but relentlessly. And here's the terrifying part. This process is incredibly slow at first, almost invisible. You wouldn't panic, you wouldn't even notice. But over time, it builds into something unstoppable. Because Earth doesn't need a catastrophe to enter an ice age. It just needs time, imbalance, and one small shift in sunlight. If a new ice age started tomorrow, you wouldn't notice right away. Day 1 feels normal. Day 10 is just a little colder. But slowly, things change. Winters get longer. Summers get weaker. Crops begin to fail. Food prices rise fast. Some regions become impossible to live in. People start moving, not thousands, millions, then hundreds of millions. As temperatures keep dropping, snow stops melting entirely in some regions. Glaciers begin forming. At first, they're distant, mountains, polar regions. But slowly, they expand, advancing meters, then kilometers every year. Cities in northern regions get abandoned. Infrastructure fails. Power grids collapse. Because extreme cold isn't just uncomfortable, it's destructive. Now, imagine this. Half the planet buried under ice. Endless frozen plains stretching beyond the horizon. Oceans retreat. Coastlines vanish. What's left of the world gets smaller. The few livable regions become overcrowded. Food is limited. Water is controlled. Every resource becomes a conflict. Civilization doesn't just struggle, it reshapes itself under pressure. Or it breaks. Here's the truth. We're already living in an ice age, right now. This warmth, it's temporary. A rare window of stability in a system that doesn't stay stable for long. Just a brief interglacial, a pause between extremes, a quiet gap between deep freezes, a moment where the planet resets before it shifts again. Which means the next glacial phase isn't a possibility, it's part of the cycle. It will come. Slow at first, then unstoppable.